example of how the anti-white narrative is true at hospital thus and such, because they didn't treat every single non-white person, or because a white person was treated there at all, which meant that some non-white person was not treated. They're going to try to shuffle your ass out of there as quickly as possible if you're white, so that they can get to the non-whites who come in there that are ill. We want to be talking about these things because it's going to be families of folks you're talking with that are going to be affected. I think what Boris Johnson say, 70% of people in the UK are going to end up catching this. And you got a lot of people saying, oh, it's going to be nothing. It's just going to be a cold for some. Maybe so. But we know for a hell of a lot of people, it's not. We know for a hell of a lot of people, it's 17, 18, 19, 20 days of 100 to 103 temperatures of pain so agonizing that their bodies shake on the floor, that they get close to going into shock, that they need the strongest pain-killing medications for this disease. So you want to be talking about this in every way that you discuss it. Anti-whiteism is the cause, not the Chi-Coms, not the Chinese, it's anti-whites are responsible for this. Donald, of course, didn't close the flights from Asia for the reason we were talking about right away, because anti-whiteism, anti-white slurs, if he had immediately done so. And you can talk about the fact that he was embroiled in impeachment trials, for God's sakes, over nothing that was done illegal or warranting impeachment, that other anti-whites, just folks even more anti-white than he is, wanted to take him down because he in some way is troubling anti-whiteism here or there, even if it's with nothing more than words, promises to folks. And so proper action wasn't taken. How many people would be alive? These lives, you think they're not important? You look at those numbers on those graphs and you see those numbers going up by doubling. So hundreds or tens, then hundreds, then thousands, then it'll be 10,000s. And they're just numbers to you until you grapple with the fact that it could be you or your mother or your daughter. Let's get real about this. Get passionate about it when you're talking to people, because if you don't have the passion, they won't feel it. They won't realize it. How about this? Anti-whiteism is the cause of all of these drug components and drugs in toto being produced in a place like China, a country that is not an ally. How insane is this? It should never have been allowed to happen. How do you prevent something like that from happening? Very easily. Incentives and disincentives. This is how it all works. It has been incentivized to take place in China. Do not let these conversations get steered into this being an economic issue. This is an anti-white issue. You can say there's an economic component to it. But the bottom line is that the structures, the incentivization structures have been put in place to capitalize on the harm inflicted on Western kind. There could have been other structures put in place that would have equally enriched these companies that would not have harmed Western kind. You don't have to figure out how that could have happened. I can tell you it's been figured out. And the reality is you can tell all of those that you speak to that it's already been figured out, that these companies could have made just as much money in the United States. We would have all of the drugs we need right now instead of having a hostile anti-white country who considers themselves always at war with the United States, even when they're doing this much trade, always at war with the United States. We have them, the United States, not us personally, have them producing the drugs for this country. That only makes sense if it is driven by anti-white thinking, not stupidity. Don't let your interlocutor, don't let the person you're talking with come to the conclusion that this was just stupid, or this was just nearsighted, or this was just short-sighted, or this was just whatever. This was anti-white. They created the incentive structure to have the companies first move down into Central and South America because that enriched browns and yellows and everything down there. And then the incentive structure moved over to another non-white country, and it will move to another non-white country. You notice that if we could imagine a non-white country, for a thought experiment, if we were to produce suddenly a non-white country or a white country somewhere near Australia that was as industrious as Germany, the UK, and the United States has been all at once at their peaks, and all of the people there ready to work, you know damn well and good the anti-whites are not going to incentivize moving the production of shit to those countries because they know it would benefit the white people there. You know it. So do not allow anybody to say, oh, this is economic. Piss right off. This is all about race. It is all about harming our people. So you have all of the drugs, the components for our medical devices, the masks, the breathing, the respirators, all of that being produced in these places. Why? Anti-whiteism. Make sure the people you're talking to know that. They're going to be scared. Tell them why they should be scared. Tell them who's to blame. It's not a Chi-Com on the other side of the world. It's the cat lady with the "hate has no home here" sign out front. That's the reason. That's the problem. And when she shows up at your house with a fork in the cat food and she's eating it and says, do you have any toilet paper? You're going to say, no, bitch. How about this? All of the crimes that are being decriminalized right now, what they're calling the non-felonious crimes that are being decriminalized all over the country. How many rapes are going to occur because of this? How many genuine felonies are going to occur? You cannot unleash the dogs of crime. You cannot unleash the demons of crime and think that this isn't going to balloon into every type of crime. So you have these governments across the country saying, well, we've wasted all of our money on these anti-white schemes. We've wasted all of our money, your money, taxpayer dollars. We've wasted all of the dollars, the intelligence, the time, the talent. We've wasted it all on anti-whiteism, on make-believe that everybody is the exact same, all the races of man are the exact same, on making sure that everybody got along by fleecing the white race for as much as possible, by extorting from the white race as much as possible to achieve this détente between the races, where the white race is fleeced and they're willing to pay for the peace. And now we don't have the police departments, we don't have the jails, we don't have the personnel. With the little money that we have left that we've stolen from you all, we're now going to, we have to decriminalize all of these, what we're going to call non-felonious crimes. So now they're going to be able to go into the stores. And you think you had a problem getting hold of hand sanitizer now. You just wait until the dirtbags are able to go in there scooping things off the shelves and not paying a thing. They're already doing it. You're seeing the videos. Of course, you're not seeing the videos because it's all made up. It's all fake. Just ask YouTube. But if you go see the videos, then you can make up your own mind. But this, of course, is going to balloon into other types of crime. And what about now? All of these, and you can talk to your interlocutors, your friends, family, and strangers about that. Why is it happening? Anti-whiteism. That structurally establishes these systems that deprive us, that demoralize us, that exploit us for the benefit and enrichment of the non-white communities. Anti-whiteism. Economic destabilization. No, this is not the end of the economy. Anybody that's out there saying now that, oh, well, it's all over, it's the whole country is going to crash or all of the West is going to crash, you should stop listening to them now, because that's another one of those and what moments. And what? What should I do? Be scared? Do nothing? Hide in a hole somewhere? Stop listening to such a person. But you are going to have economic destabilization. People are going to lose jobs. People are going to be, are they going to get their job back, or is there the new non-white employees going to be hired in their places? How much are you going to lose in the stock, 401ks and all of this? Anti-whiteism is to blame. Not the Democrats. Not bizarre economic structure, this or that. Anti-whiteism is to blame. People are going to fall into arrears in the bills that they have to pay. There might be some defaults on mortgages. You're going to go through a lot of headaches and having to make payments, complain with lenders. I don't deserve that fee. Everybody was not allowed to work or allowed to leave their houses. Who are you going to blame? Make sure the blame goes in the right place. Make sure the anger goes in the right place. especially when it comes to children and their fear. When they look out into the world, why can't we go to the playground? Why do we have to stay inside the house? Why can't we go out of our own yards? Why can't we go back to the school? What's going on in the world? The fear in their hearts. Let that piss you off about what anti-whiteism has done to us. None of this would have happened with a sane government manned by our heroes for the well-being of our people. Again, more evidence that we don't control our destiny. Of course, little more needs to be said about the death of our people. What about the white-collar crime that we're yet to see in full bloom? Oh, yes. You just watch in the months to come. You're going to be hearing about massive white-collar crime, people taking advantage because they have the dollars to take advantage of this. Who's to blame? Is it going to be that white-collar criminal over there or that one over there? No, it's going to be the anti-whites. If you leave trash outside, you get cockroaches. If you set up incentive structures that invite crime, that invite this sort of thing, you're going to get anti-white roaches. Further erosion of civil liberties. How much more do we need to lose? These poly twits and Alex Jones twits, they're just going to talk about how they're going to take this away or take that away. And then what? Somebody sent me a snippet of a video from Jones and some other guy. I don't know who the other guy is. Some regular or something on the show. I don't know if he's a doctor, whatever he is. But what were they saying? Oh, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose all your rights. And what should you do? You should buy seed packs and grow potatoes. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? You just told everybody they're going to lose all of their liberty. They're going to lose all of their freedom. And you just told them to grow potatoes? No one should ever listen to these people ever again. I get it. If you came in by way of one of these people, they were a gateway to the truth, then that's fabulous. And when Jones or anybody else says something that ends up being white positive, we support that and wholeheartedly. But in most cases, these people are gatekeepers. Why isn't Jones moving to white positivity? He's not that dumb. I realize he might be burnt up a little bit from all of his rare vitamin concoctions that he's been sniffing, but he's not that dumb. He knows what's real in the world. I almost said something I shouldn't. He knows what's going on in the world. And yet he's not coming to the truth. He's serving as a gatekeeper, telling people to buy seed stores after saying the government's going to take everything away. Take everything away from you, all of your rights, but buy my bucket of food. So let's see what you all had to say.